You're not having to store gasoline. You're not having to do oil changes. There's no spark plugs to be fouled on this thing. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is James and this is Killing It Country. Today's video will include a paid promotion from Litheli. This company has sent me an electric lawnmower. You know exactly what I know about this lawnmower right now. It is a 20-volt, brushless, 13-inch electric lawnmower. If you're in the market for an electric lawnmower, this might be the video for you. Stick around, let's get into it. All right, guys, so thank you to Litheli for the opportunity to review this lawnmower. The first thing I can tell you is that it arrived packaged very well. It was in a much larger box with a lot of foam and stuff packed around it to make sure that it would arrive undamaged. Let's cut the box open, start going through things. Well, it appears to be a box within a box. All right. We'll cut this box open. So undoubtedly there will be a lot of individual items that come out of this box that I might not know what they are at the moment until I look at the instruction manual, but we'll start pulling things out, see what we have. Instruction manual. Four amp hour battery for this thing. And they call their battery the U Battery Plus. That's definitely the handle. Bagger for the grass clippings. Not that many individual components, actually. I'm surprised. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get the handle mounted onto this. So this here is your battery compartment. This lawnmower, I believe, comes with one battery, but it will take a second battery. And it appears as though that's where they've tucked away the hardware to assemble the lawnmower. I'm not going to assume that I know how this handle goes on when I have an instruction manual in front of me. We have two options to mount this. Taller person, shorter person, I'm assuming. I'm 6 feet, so I'm just gonna go to the highest setting. Quite simple to attach the handle, actually. We've got a bolt. You've got a plastic washer. And you've got a tensioning handle here. Put the bolt in first. Put your washer on second from the inside. And then tighten your handle on. There we go. And it also came with Oops, almost dropped it. 2 clips. I can only assume are for the wire. Get that under control. And it looks like there's not much more involved putting this thing together. You have the same style of tightening and loosening here. It looked like this handle could be put in a variety of positions depending on how tall you are, but the notches in here are actually different sizes, which means when you tighten that, it can only be in one position. So that is all you're gonna get, which is probably why they give you the adjustability in the handle for whether you're tall or short. Let's see if we can get the bagger on this thing. It assembles really easily, actually. That's pretty neat. So I guess the next thing we're gonna do is get this battery charged up. Let's open the battery, see what we have for a charger. Comes with another small operating manual with the battery. That's the battery itself. And we have a small charging cable here. USB-C to charge. And we also have a USB port in the end of this battery. I know from reading online that you can actually use these batteries to charge your cell phones or any other device that uses a standard USB port. And it has a button on the top, that white button. I click on that and it'll tell me the state of charge that this came from the factory. So there's 4 lights. Each light will be 25%. And we have 3 lights right now, so we have a 75% charge. So in looking in this battery compartment, there are 2 compartments. The compartment that's closest to the camera right now is the one that actually has the metal contacts in there that connect with the battery to use the lawnmower. The second compartment is actually just to store a second battery. So when your first battery does go dead, you actually have to switch them over. You can put the dead battery in the storage bay, move the good battery into compartment number 1, we'll call it, and continue mowing. The battery has those 2 round holes right there. I don't know if you can see that. There's matching pins inside this battery compartment that will pick up on those pins in order to complete the electrical connection. And then you saw I gave it a little push there. It clicked down into place, and we have a button here to eject the battery. That's pretty neat. So we're in. Actually, I'm gonna take the battery out one more time. I wanna flip this thing over and have a look underneath for the first time. You guys will see it before me. So I put the battery back inside the lawnmower. I've looked underneath to make sure that the blade actually rotates freely. There's nothing else that needs to be removed from the factory before we use this thing. As far as I can tell, you just have to push that button, and to activate the lawnmower, you pull the handle. And then when you release the handle, it stops, and it stops pretty quick too. Sounds like there's almost a little bit of a brake that comes on or something, but very simple to put together. Very user-friendly as far as I can tell. Who's gonna be in the market for a lawnmower like this? If you're familiar with my channel, you know that we're sitting on about 47 acres of property here. So this might not be the first lawnmower that I would go to if it was gonna be my standalone lawnmower, but who would want a lawnmower like this? The user's manual says that this battery will go for about 15 minutes. So if you're somebody that lives in town and has a small lawn that can be cut in approximately 15 minutes, this could very well be the lawnmower for you, especially given that there are other products from this company that will use that same battery pack. So you get them all charged up, you have 3 or 4 devices, now you're cutting for half an hour, 45 minutes if you need to. You're not having to store gasoline, you're not having to do oil changes, there's no spark plugs to be fouled on this thing. It's nice and light, right? Easy to store. There are a ton of advantages to going electric. Whether you like electric or not, it's here to stay. Nice little door there. It's got the flap at the back to stop rocks or debris from coming up and hitting your operator. This is an interesting product, and it's gonna be nice for me to have to get around the flower beds and that kind of stuff where my riding mowers won't fit. So let's give this thing a go. Something I didn't notice when I had it up on the table, the adjustability of the tires. On the left-hand side of the mower only, you have a handle here. That gives you adjustability on all 4 tires with one simple handle. That's pretty neat. I'm gonna leave it on maybe 2. 2 for now. Let's try this thing. It's amazing you can still carry on a conversation at a reasonable level, which is very unlike gas-powered lawnmowers. I'm really impressed, actually. It's extremely light. It's almost effortless to push this thing across the lawn. It is only 13 inches wide, so you're not taking as large a bite off the lawn as you would with the conventional gas-powered lawnmower. But again, how big's your property? What are you trying to accomplish? There's a tool for every job, and there's a piece of equipment for properties of all sizes. It cuts really well. Hey, if you have a family member that's looking to cut grass for the first time, this might be a very safe way to get them into it. I'm just gonna keep going. Let's see how far this 75% battery charge will get us. Hit a tiny little stick there. That's one thing that's for sure with this lawnmower, because it is a plastic body, you're going to want to make sure that everything is picked up on your grass. Everything. It's plastic. It's not gonna take a beating like a regular lawnmower would. I don't know if you heard that, but it sounded like as I was speaking there, it sensed that there was a reduction in load on the motor, and it actually slowed down to save power. Pretty wild. Very cool. So yeah, fully plastic body, plastic tires, metal blade, obviously. It's very, very light, right? This is the way things are going. Ease of use, clean, right? No fuel, no noise, nice and clean. This is gonna change neighborhoods that would normally be loud. Now they're quiet. I don't know, I'm sold. I'm really impressed, actually. Yeah, electric stuff, I've used an electric razor before, but I've never used an electric lawnmower. I don't own an electric car. I'm not against this stuff. I have the gas things from years and years and years ago that are still running. But boy, if I lived in a city and I had a small piece of grass, I would not have a gas-powered lawnmower. Definitely not. This is really cool. Let's try the bagger. You know, it's not something I normally use because I don't really care about collecting the clippings. I'm totally fine with them biodegrading exactly where they land. But we want to see. All right. One hand. Not bad. Biodegrade. I would probably cut a little higher. Number 3, maybe? Can't believe how easy it is. Everything's so light. So it's just idled down. I've raised the deck slightly so it leaves the grass a little bit longer, and I can already tell that the mower is having a much easier time cutting the grass. It's under less load. That'll make your battery last longer, be easier on the machine, but you're gonna have grass that's a little bit longer. Not necessarily a bad thing. Who left that tripod there? So we've just cut this whole area right here, and realistically, that could very well be more grass than most homeowners actually have. People that live in the city and that kind of stuff. Let's have a look at the battery, see how much power we have left. It's a rough estimate, right? 25%. So we still have 2 lights. We've really only used 25%. That's wild. We should go inside and have a look at the other products that are offered by Litheli. Talk about this battery a little bit more. Like any outdoor product you're considering purchasing, you have to ask yourself what it is you're trying to accomplish. What are your goals? When it comes to a lawnmower in particular, you have to ask yourself, how much lawn am I cutting? How long will it take to cut my lawn? How often am I cutting my lawn? How much do I want to spend on a lawnmower? This U20 20-volt cordless brushless lawnmower from Litheli is extremely easy to assemble and effortless to operate. It's smooth, it cuts well, and it is very, very quiet. Granted, an electric lawnmower might not be suitable for every job. At this extremely reasonable price point, I'm not sure what other expectations a consumer could have when comparing similar products. If you have the right size lawn and you already own U20 U Battery Plus compatible products from Litheli, this lawnmower is a no-brainer. If this is your first step into the realm of battery-operated outdoor power equipment and you're shopping around, this mower is a contender. If you're considering this machine, the Amazon link is in the video description. I would encourage you to also visit their website, www.litheli.com, and consider the other products in the U20 series lineup. At the time this video was made, they're offering a string trimmer, pole saw, hedge trimmer, snowblower, snow shovel, leaf blower, and a utility camping wagon. Now, I will admit, Litheli is not a company that I was familiar with until they reached out to me. I have sent a lot of lawnmowers to the scrapyard because of rusted mower decks or otherwise, so I am excited to see how this mower performs long term. And let's be honest, who else can say they're charging their cell phone with their lawnmower? Super cool. So thank you very much, Litheli. Guys, I would encourage you to drop a comment, ask a question if you have any, or you can probably reach out to these guys directly. Enjoy the mow. Thanks for watching.